Hi, my name is Dawn, and this is Have That Talk. Today, I want to talk about how feedback isn't just an event, but it's something that makes up a good team culture. Things are changing slightly now, but in the past, companies traditionally had a process called the annual performance review. And this was a process in which, towards the end of the year, managers were asked to make an assessment about each of the members of their team, what went well, where they were struggling, any development needs, and give their assessment. At the same time, employees had to review their own work, highlight their strengths and their own development needs, and then the manager and the team member would have a one-on-one meeting where this feedback was discussed. And all the information was gathered together, sent to HR, and the team was calibrated based on this feedback process and all the meetings happening behind the scenes between management and HR. It was decided who would get a promotion, who would get a raise, how bonuses were distributed. It was an important process, and it still is. But it was a process that happened once a year. So if you started out really well in the year and had bad luck just before the performance review cycle started, then bad luck for you. Nobody remembers the good things that you did in the first and the second quarter. That's the problem with the annual review process. And that is why a lot of companies have shifted away from it. But some managers are still stuck in the mindset of, I will save my feedback for that specific feedback conversation. But actually, feedback should be happening in the moment when it's needed. And this might be during the process or shortly after. So why do some managers treat feedback as something that belongs in a dedicated feedback meeting rather than something that belongs in their daily work, their daily interactions with the team? Somebody's rehearsing their presentation and you give feedback on it right away. Somebody came out of a disastrous sales meeting because they weren't prepared. That's the moment to give feedback and maybe offer support on how they can be better prepared next time. And feedback isn't just about saying what went wrong. It's also about saying what went right, what went well, celebrating the wins as well as identifying the learning opportunities. But that doesn't mean that you have to go to the other extreme and give your feedback in a running commentary. No, that's unhelpful as well. You've got to give people space to develop and grow and try things out, learn how to fail, how they can stumble and fall, and learn how to get up again. It's about finding that balance between being supportive and letting go. So don't think about feedback as one awkward conversation towards the end of the year or one official feedback meeting once a month. No, think about it as a 3-minute exchange at the coffee machine, a pat on the back after leaving the client meeting. Think about it as something that stops a small problem becoming a bigger one. You can also think about it as a way to help your team grow and develop their skills, their competencies, and their confidence. That is the mindset that you'll need when you go into that meeting with your team member, with your peer, with your stakeholder, to have that talk. Okay? I'll see you next time.